Hi everyone, welcome back to Fluento, Everyday English for Real Life. I'm Anna.
And I'm David. Hey, Anna.
Hey David, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, a little embarrassed. And I'll tell you why in just a minute.
Oh, this is going to be good, I can already tell.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Okay everyone, so today's episode is a little different. We're not going to start with a lesson, we're going to start with feelings, real feelings, because today we're talking about mistakes. And before we talk about why mistakes are good, and they really are, we want to talk about how they feel first.
Because that's the real problem, right? It's not the mistake itself, it's the feeling that comes with it.
Exactly. So David, tell us, what happened?
Okay, so this was 3 days ago. I was at a coffee shop, a new one near my house, and I went up to order, and the woman at the counter was very friendly, very smiley. And I wanted to say, "Can I get a medium coffee to go, please?"
Simple enough.
Simple enough. But I was a little distracted. I was thinking about something else. And what came out of my mouth was, and I'm not proud of this, "Can I get a medium coffee to go home?"
Oh no.
The woman looked at me, just looked at me, and there was this silence, this long, long silence, and my face went completely red. I could feel the heat, right here on my cheeks.
That silence is the worst part. That moment where you're just standing there thinking, what did I just say?
Exactly that. And then she said, very kindly, "So, a medium coffee to take away?" And I said, "Yes, yes, that, thank you."
And did you get your coffee?
I got my coffee. But I also got a very red face for about 10 minutes.
I love that story because I know that feeling so well. That moment where your heart kind of drops.
It does. It literally drops.
So let me tell you mine, because I have one from this week too. I was on a phone call, a work call, and the connection wasn't great. You know how it is sometimes. The sound cuts in and out, and the person on the other end said something and I missed it. I didn't catch the last part.
What did you do?
Well, I panicked, and instead of just saying, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" which is the most normal thing in the world, I said, "Yes, yes, of course," even though I had absolutely no idea what they said.
Oh no, Anna.
I know. And then there was a pause, and they said, "So you're okay to present the report on Friday?" And I thought, I don't even have a report. I just agreed to something I don't understand.
What did you do?
I had to say, "Actually, I'm so sorry. I think the line cut out. Can you say that one more time?" Which is what I should have said immediately. And the person was completely fine with it, completely normal.
Of course they were.
Of course. But in the moment, my heart was racing. I was thinking, they're going to think I'm not listening. They're going to think I'm not professional.
And none of that was true.
None of it. But that's what the fear does. It makes everything feel bigger than it is.
Let's slow down here, because I think what Anna just described, that heart racing, cheeks going red feeling, that is something almost every language learner knows. If you're listening right now and you've felt that, you're not alone, not even close.
And we want to sit with that feeling for a second, because it's real, it's valid, and it makes complete sense that you feel it.
So why do mistakes feel so scary? Like really, why does saying the wrong word feel like such a big deal?
I think part of it is that as adults, we're used to being competent. We're good at things. At work, at home, in our daily lives, we know what we're doing. And then we try to speak in another language, and suddenly we feel like a small child again.
And that's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Because when we were children, making a mistake was normal. Nobody judged a 4-year-old for saying the wrong word.
Right. If a little kid says, "I goed to the park yesterday," everyone smiles. It's adorable.
But if an adult says something wrong, suddenly there's this fear, this voice in your head saying, they're going to judge me, they're going to think I'm not intelligent.
And here's the thing. That voice is lying to you.
Think about this. Think about the last time you were cooking something new, a recipe you'd never tried before. Did you get it perfect the first time?
Absolutely not. The first time I tried to make pasta from scratch, it was not pasta. It was something else, something sad.
But you tried again, right?
I did, and the second time was better. And now I make really good pasta.
Because the mistakes taught you. The too salty batch, the burnt edges, the time you added the wrong ingredient, those mistakes actually stayed in your brain. They became lessons.
It's the same with language. Think about it like learning to swim. Nobody learns to swim by reading about swimming. You get in the water, you splash around, you swallow some water by accident.
You panic a little.
You panic a little, but you learn, and every awkward moment in the water is teaching your body something.
Speaking a language is the same. The splashing around, the to-go-home moments, the accidentally agreeing to things you don't understand, that's your brain learning.
That's important. Let me say that again in a different way. Every uncomfortable moment in a language is your brain actively building something new.
And here's something I think about a lot: fear of judgment. We're so afraid of what other people think. But think about the last time someone spoke to you in your language. Not perfectly, but bravely. How did you feel about them?
I thought they were great, honestly. Like, wow, this person is really putting in the effort. I respect that.
You didn't focus on the mistakes.
Not at all. I focused on the fact that they were trying.
So the judgment we're afraid of, most of the time, it's not even happening. It's something we're creating in our own minds.
Think about that for a moment. The critical audience you're imagining, they're mostly not there.
Okay, so now let's be really practical, because we know that understanding something and doing something are two different things.
Right. You can know that mistakes are okay, but in the moment, standing at a grocery store checkout, or meeting a new neighbor for the first time, or sitting in a job interview, it's hard to remember that.
So we want to give you some real tools, phrases you can actually use, small, simple things that make mistakes feel manageable instead of terrifying.
The first one is so simple. Sorry, let me say that again. That's it. If you say something and it doesn't come out right, you can just say, sorry, let me say that again, and then say it again.
It's natural. Native speakers use this all the time.
All the time. Like I say it probably 3 times a day.
Let's do a quick example. Imagine you're at a grocery store asking where the olive oil is.
Okay, I'll be the shopper. Excuse me, can you tell me where the oil of olive is?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, let me say that again. Where is the olive oil?
Oh, aisle 4 on your right.
Thank you so much.
See? Sorry, let me say that again. The conversation continues. Nobody runs away, nobody laughs. It's completely fine.
The second phrase is even shorter, just 2 words. I mean. This is for when you start a sentence and halfway through you realize it's going wrong.
Like my coffee shop moment. Instead of freezing, I could have said, "Can I get a medium coffee to take away, please?"
Smooth, totally smooth.
The third phrase is one I really love, especially for vocabulary moments. How do you say? This is powerful because it's honest, it's natural, and it actually invites the other person to help you.
Let's do an example. Imagine you're meeting your new neighbor. You want to describe the building, the place where you put your bicycle in the basement.
Hey, welcome to the building. Are you settling in okay?
Yes, thank you so much. I have one question. How do you say the room downstairs for bikes?
Oh, the bike storage room or the basement?
Bike storage room. Yes, thank you. Is there space there for my bike?
Of course, I'll show you. How do you say is an invitation. It asks the other person to be part of the conversation, and most people love that. They love being helpful. And the fourth phrase is a slightly longer one, but very useful. What I want to say is, this one is great for moments when you've said something confusing and you want to clarify.
Let's try this one. Imagine a job interview. You're trying to explain your experience.
So, can you tell me about your last job?
Yes, I was working in a team and I was responsible for the papers that tell people what to buy.
What I want to say is, I manage the marketing materials, the brochures, the product descriptions.
Oh, great. So you have marketing experience.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
What I want to say is, it's like a bridge. You've started somewhere and you guide yourself to the right place.
And notice something in all these examples. The conversations kept going. In every single one, the other person responded kindly, helped, and moved forward.
Because that's what people do.
That's what people do.
So we've talked about how mistakes feel. We've thought about why they feel scary. We've given you some phrases to use. Now let's talk about something a little deeper.
The reframe.
The reframe. Here it is. Making a mistake in a language is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you were brave enough to try.
Let's sit with that.
Every time you open your mouth in English and something comes out, even if it's not perfect, you did something courageous. You chose to try. You chose speaking over silence.
And silence feels safe, but silence teaches you nothing.
There's actually something really interesting happening in your brain when you make a mistake. When you say something wrong and then notice it, or hear a correction, your brain marks that moment. It pays attention. It files it away more carefully than you would file something you just read in a book.
The emotional charge of the mistake, the small embarrassment, the surprise, that actually helps the memory stick.
So, in a way, your most embarrassing language moments are your best teachers. They're the ones you remember.
I will never, ever confuse to go and to go home again.
Never. That lesson is locked in.
And I want to say something about native speakers, because this matters. People sometimes think that native speakers speak perfectly. We don't.
We really don't.
I say and constantly. I start sentences and change direction halfway through. I use the wrong word and then correct myself.
I forget words sometimes. Words I've known my whole life. They just disappear in the middle of a conversation.
It happens to everyone. Language is messy and alive for everyone who uses it.
So the goal is never perfection. The goal is connection. And connection happens through effort, not through flawlessness.
Here's something I want you to think about. What if instead of measuring yourself by the mistakes you make, you measured yourself by how much more you're trying than you were 6 months ago?
That's the real progress. Micro progress. One clearer sentence today than yesterday. One new word used in a real conversation. One moment where you kept going instead of stopping.
That's real. That matters.
And think about this. The people who become fluent in a language, the ones who really get there, they're not the people who never made mistakes. They're the people who made the most mistakes and kept going anyway.
Kept going anyway. That's everything.
We have a little saying we like at Fluento. Every mistake is a deposit in your language bank. Every single one adds to what you have.
And the bank grows, slowly, quietly, one deposit at a time. But it grows.
So the next time you walk out of a coffee shop with a red face, like someone we know, instead of feeling embarrassed, try to feel something else. Feel proud. You were there. You spoke. You tried.
You made a deposit.
You made a deposit.
Okay, we always end with something for you, something you can do.
Not homework, never homework, just an invitation.
An invitation. We want to hear from you in the comments. We want you to share one mistake, just one, that taught you something, or made you laugh, or both.
It doesn't have to be a big story. It can be one sentence. I said this when I meant that. I made this face in a meeting. Whatever it is, share it.
Because two things happen when you share. First, you practice writing in English. Second, you help someone else feel less alone.
There is someone listening right now who is very nervous about their English. And when they read your comment, your real, honest, maybe even a little embarrassing story, they're going to think, okay, I'm not the only one. I can keep going.
That's a gift you can give, a real one.
So please, write it down. Whatever comes to mind. We'll be reading every single comment.
And if this episode helped you feel a little braver today, even just a tiny bit, please give it a like. It helps other people find the channel.
And if you know someone who is learning English and feeling a little stuck, a little scared, share this episode with them. That's the kindest thing you can do today.
Subscribe if you haven't already. We post every day, and every episode is made for real learners, real conversations, real life.
Okay, before we say goodbye, let's bring it all back together. Quickly and simply.
Mistakes feel scary. That's normal. Your heart races, your face goes red, there's a silence that feels like forever. That feeling is human. You're not strange for having it.
But that feeling is not telling you the truth. The truth is that people are not judging you the way you fear. Most of the time, they're just glad you're talking to them.
Mistakes are how your brain learns, not just in theory, actually scientifically. The uncomfortable moments are the ones that stick.
And when you don't know a word or when you get lost mid-sentence, you have tools now. Sorry, let me say that again. I mean, how do you say, what I want to say is, use them. They're yours.
Every single time you speak, even when it's messy, even when it doesn't come out right, you are being brave. That bravery is worth something. It's worth a lot.
Measure yourself not by perfection, but by effort. One better moment today than yesterday. That's enough. That's more than enough.
Well, Anna, another good one.
I think so. I feel good.
Me too, and I feel slightly less embarrassed about my coffee shop moment.
You should feel zero embarrassment. You got your coffee, you had a conversation, you were brave. That's the whole story.
When you put it that way.
To everyone listening, thank you. Really, thank you for being here, for learning, for choosing to keep going even on the hard days.
We know it's not always easy. We know there are days when it feels far away, when fluency feels like something that happens to other people.
But you are moving toward it. Every day you listen, every day you try, every word you look up, it's all counting.
It's all counting.
So until next time, be kind to yourself. Laugh at the hard moments, and remember that the people who speak the best are always the people who were the least afraid of sounding bad for a while.
That's you. That's going to be you.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Fluento.
Bye for now.
Bye.